Yes, this is my emotional support gecko. Please let me board your aircraft. Oh, that's not allowed. How about a service snake plant? What's up creatures, it's Em and welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. My name's Em, I'm a former zookeeper and I'm a digital animal educator. Today I want to share with you some information which I hope you will find both valuable and also enlightening as well. It's an issue that is very close to my heart and a topic that I think more of us need to be speaking about here in North America. But before we really explore the differences between therapy animals, service animals and emotional support animals, I would like to introduce you to today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals?
Bipolar 2 Club? Anybody else? Just me? Alrighty then.
BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you to your own licensed professional therapist. You can even start communicating in as little as 48 hours. BetterHelp is not a crisis line and it's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. No matter what you're struggling with, there is a huge range of expertise in BetterHelp's network of over 15,000 counseling professionals. BetterHelp services are available for clients worldwide, which is great because they can pair you with services that might not be available in your area. You can log into your account anytime to send your counselor a message and you'll always get timely, thoughtful responses. Not only that, but you can also schedule weekly phone or video sessions with your counselor as well. And BetterHelp is committed to ensuring a great therapeutic match for you, so they also make it free to change your counselor if necessary. BetterHelp is more affordable than traditional offline counseling and financial aid is also available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Emzotic. That's better, H-E-L-P, and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And there's a special offer for Emzotic listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Emzotic. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's go and learn about the differences between therapy animals, service animals, and emotional support animals. And of course it would not be right for me to continue this video without introducing you all to my beautiful boy Kiba. Kiba is my beautiful 2.5-year-old Eurasia. He is... Are you sighing? I'm sorry, but I just wanted to bring you in so everyone could meet you. By the way, a lot of people when they see Kiba on my lap say to me, no, he looks like he's lying, he looks like he doesn't want to be there, he's licking his lips. Kiba's ears always go flat when I go and pet him. It's not a fear thing, he is just a big mush and he honestly loves being on my lap a lot. But you can't stay there because I'm actually supporting you with my backhand. Can you get off please? Off, off, off. Good boy. Thank you. If you didn't catch it in the sponsorship earlier, I actually am diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder and Kiba has been my ESA, also known as an emotional support animal, for a long time now. However, I am looking to transition him to being a service dog if he is fit for service. I'm currently working with a trainer. We are doing assessments on his health and his temperament and he is being task trained. So if he passes all of that, he will be a service dog for me. Right now he is an ESA, but I'm looking to have him as a service dog. If he doesn't make it, then that's fine. I won't force him to be that, but he is not a therapy dog. Introducing you to my dog and using all these different terms and saying, you know, he is this, but he might be this, that all sounds probably a little bit confusing to you if you are not familiar with service animals, ESAs, or therapy animals. And now is the time in the video that I'm going to try and break down each category for you so that you thoroughly understand them. So let's start off with emotional support animals, also known as ESAs. ESAs, or emotional support animals, are pets which bring emotional comfort to owners with mental or emotional difficulties, such as depression or anxiety. Although many pets and owners share deep bonds with one another, and most people feel a sense of relaxation and comfort around their pets, ESAs are prescribed by an LMP, or a licensed medical professional, such as a psychiatrist, psychologist, or therapist. An ESA can be any sort of animal which brings comfort to its mentally or emotionally struggling owner. ESAs are not service animals and they do not need to be task trained or attain any level of certification. Until January of 2021, most ESAs were permitted to travel free of charge in the cabin of aircraft with their owners. This was appealing to many pet owners, especially dog owners, as the fees for transporting a dog via air can be very expensive, not to mention nerve-wracking, as any dog which cannot comfortably fit inside a small pet carrier must be shipped in the cargo area of an aeroplane. Many people sought to exploit the ESA flight allowance and were prepared to pay money in order to be able to keep their pets with them. Entire businesses have been formed in order to cater to the ignorant, uneducated, and opportunistic owners. These owners print off their prescription letters and sometimes even purchase service dog vests from these scam artist websites. Notice I said service dog vests. ESAs are not service dogs, yet many newbie ESA owners don't understand the difference between the two terms, as the lines have been blurred by companies such as these fake prescription websites. Although many ESAs are necessary and did manage to travel well and cause no issues for other passengers, too many people allowed their dogs to become a nuisance on flights, eliminating in the aisles, barking, and even biting other passengers. Some people even tried to board aircraft with animals which should never ride freely in the cabin of an aircraft.
Newark Liberty Airport peacock handler, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who really want to travel with their pets. And if you want to travel with your pets,
Road trip it, okay? Road trip.
because of the huge disruption that real and fake ESAs have caused over the years on domestic flights, in December 2020, the United States Department of Transportation announced final revisions to its Air Carrier Access Act. The final rule, which came into effect in January 2021, redefines what a service animal is, and ESAs are not recognized as service animals. Therefore, air carriers no longer have to permit ESAs on board their aircraft and can turn them away, or treat them as a regular pet cargo with all the usual fees and protocols in place for transporting a pet by air. Although ESAs are no longer permitted on most aircraft, individuals who use ESAs are provided certain accommodations. The Fair Housing Act includes ESAs in its definition of assistance animals. Under the Act, people cannot be discriminated against due to a disability when obtaining housing. Rules such as pet bans or restrictions are waived for people who have a prescription for an ESA, and they cannot be charged a pet deposit for having their ESA live with them. But because of this, dishonest people are still passing off their regular pets as ESAs, when they truly have no need for an emotional support animal. To summarize, ESAs can be any breed or species of animal. ESAs must be prescribed by an LMP, a licensed medical professional. ESAs offer emotional comfort to owners with mental or emotional difficulties. ESAs are not the same as service or therapy animals. ESAs are not task trained and do not have to undergo any formal training. ESAs do not have public access rights, such as the permission to fly an aircraft or to enter restaurants or movie theaters. ESAs are not classed as medical equipment. ESAs are often allowed in housing where pets are not usually allowed, and pet rent and deposits should be waived. ESAs do not have an official registry and are not required to wear any kind of harness or garment which distinguishes them as ESAs.
And now let's take a good look at service animals, including service dogs and service miniature horses.
Service animals. A service animal is an animal which has been trained to perform specific tasks to mitigate the effects of an individual's disability. Examples of individuals who may rely on service animals are those with sensory impediments, such as the blind or partially sighted, those with potentially life-threatening illnesses, such as epilepsy, those with mental disabilities, such as autism, anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, or clinical depression, individuals with mobility issues, such as cerebral palsy, paralysis, or those with absent limbs. And there are many other instances where you may see someone with a service animal. Service dogs perform a very wide variety of tasks, such as carrying items, medical alert, and tactile grounding. Unlike ESAs, which can be any species or breed, there are only 2 species of animal which are currently classed as suitable for service. These are dogs and miniature horses. As a disabled person relies on their service animal to help them live as much of a normal life as possible, service animals have what's known as public access rights, meaning that under the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, state and local governments, businesses, and non-profit organizations that serve the public generally must allow service animals to accompany people with disabilities in all areas of the facility where the public are allowed to go. This means that you can find service dogs in restaurants, government buildings, airplanes, schools, shopping malls, grocery stores, and anywhere else their handlers may need to be. Yes, this includes the miniature horses. They can also fly on domestic planes as well. However, unlike ESAs, which don't require formal training, a service animal is a highly trained and highly skilled animal which can perform specific tasks. They are trained either by a professional trainer or by their handlers to have the highest level of obedience when in work mode. For example, a real service dog is trained to ignore distractions such as other dogs, noises, and people. Real service animals, including miniature horses, are highly potty trained and do not mess in inappropriate places. In order to be fit for service animals must also pass a temperament check, and they're often carefully bred by breeders who specifically produce puppies with the correct temperament and drive to perform tasks needed by disabled groups. Not all service dogs are bred for. In some instances, rescues have proven to be excellent service dogs, though this is rare. Day to day, service animal handlers must navigate unwanted attention from the public, invasive questions about their disabilities, and even protecting their own animals and years of careful training from those who allow their poorly behaved animals and fake service dogs to disrupt their focus. Every year, real service dogs are attacked by fake service dogs, and these attacks can leave the real service dogs traumatized, unable to work, and even dead. If this happens, the disabled person no longer has their lifeline to their independence or ability to live more normally, and a traumatized dog can be rendered inactive for service, which can put the disabled person back financially and health-wise for years. If you see a service animal, please don't touch them, distract them, take pictures of them, or ask the handler any invasive questions about their disability. Just because a person may look fit and healthy on the outside, it doesn't mean they aren't necessarily disabled or fighting unimaginable battles. A service dog harness isn't the best way to tell if a service dog is real. In fact, service dogs are not required to wear any form of identification to distinguish themselves at all. However, many handlers do choose to utilize service dog harnesses in the event of an emergency, to reduce the amount of access issues they may face, and also to stop the public from interacting with their dogs. Service horses are most commonly utilized by those with mobility issues. To summarize, service animals are highly trained and highly skilled. They mitigate the effects of their owner's disability. They can be professionally trained or trained by their owners. They have public access rights. They are exempt from pet-free housing restrictions. They are trained to ignore distractions and to behave impeccably. They are trained to perform specific tasks. They don't have to be wearing a harness.
And finally, let's speak a little bit more about therapy animals.
Therapy animals. Therapy dogs also receive training, but they have a completely different type of job from service dogs. Their responsibilities are to provide psychological or physiological therapy to individuals that are not their handlers. These dogs have to have stable temperaments and be very easygoing, friendly personalities. Typically, they visit hospitals, schools, hospices, nursing homes, and even prisons. Unlike service dogs, therapy dogs are encouraged to interact with a variety of people while they're on duty. Although dogs are by far the most popular therapy animals due to their trainability and familiarity, other animals, including cats, rabbits, and even some birds, can make good therapy animals. Therapy dogs can often be found in hospitals, providing affection to the sick, injured, and helping to ease them of their troubles. You may also find therapy animals in police stations or at scenes of disasters, offering comfort to those who have experienced trauma. Therapy dogs may also visit schools, daycares, group homes, and rehabilitation centers. Their roles can vary greatly. There are dogs who give children with learning disabilities the confidence to read out loud, all the way to dogs who actively participate in physical rehabilitation therapy. In some cases, a therapy dog will work in an establishment exclusively, such as a psychotherapy practice. Therapy dogs can be trained by almost anyone, but they must meet set standards to be certified and registered. And they must actively participate in a program. They are usually handled by their owners, but in some cases of animal-assisted therapy, the therapy animal may be handled by a trained professional. Despite thorough training, registration, and the therapeutic benefits therapy dogs provide, they do not have the same jobs or legal designation as a service dog. While some institutions offer therapy animals access for the benefit of their patients or clientele, the handlers or owners of the therapy dogs do not have the same rights to be accompanied by these dogs in places where pets are not permitted. To summarize, therapy animals provide therapeutic services for people other than their handlers. Therapy animals are trained to be calm and gentle, but they are not task trained for a specific individual. Therapy animals can be found indoors in government buildings such as hospitals and libraries, but require pre-approval and do not have public access rights. Therapy animals must be registered and certified, and they must participate in a specific program. They are usually handled by their owners, but can sometimes be handled by a professional.
Did I miss anything in today's video? Do you have any questions or any thoughts to add to today's video? Please feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below. And also do be sure to check out BetterHelp if you are in need of any kind of professional counseling online. And if you want to find out more about the truth about service dogs, please do go and check out the truth about service dogs on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. And that is it for today. I really hope that you gained something valuable from today's video, and please do try not to confuse the different categories. If you do feel in need of an ESA, please don't pass them off as a service animal or a service dog just because you want to be able to take them with you. This severely impacts so many people who truly depend every day, every hour on their service animal. So please do try and stay in your lane. Every lane is important. An ESA is extremely important to those who require an ESA. A service animal is extremely important to disabled people being able to live a normal, happy, and experience a bit more freedom in their everyday lives. And therapy animals, they speak for themselves. They help a lot of people. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in another video soon. Bye!